Hey, what's up? This is SO, and in this video I'm just going to talk about mesh optimization with collision fidelity. It's something that's been very overlooked in the world of optimization in Roblox Studio. So collision fidelity in Roblox determines the level of detail and accuracy in Roblox Studio, and how collision detection works between objects. So before we go forward, I would like you to download this specific plugin. It's called Mesh Optimization Tools, and you can just go to the toolbox, go to the plugins tab, and just search up Mesh Optimization Tools, and you should see a sphere like this. So once you have that downloaded, we're gonna look at some examples of collision fidelity and how that kind of works. So for this union object, right, which is this door frame, if we look at the collision tab, you can see that collision fidelity is precise convex decomposition. Big word, I know. And how this works is that Roblox checks your mesh or object, in this case a union, and its geometry, right? It looks at its geometry decomposition and calculates like the edges and the faces and all that cool stuff to well, make the collision best wrap around the mesh or union, right? That's the best way to explain it and put it into simple words. And how can you look at collision fidelity boxes? Well, easiest way is just using this plugin, like I said. So show decomposition of geometry under the plugin. We enable that, boom, you can see. So let's say you would never enter this barn as a player, right? This was just like a distant world object. A player would never have to walk in this barn and look through the barn and stuff, whatever, right? Well, we can just make this very simple. So what you can do with the collision fidelity is really simplify the geometry of the collision down, and you can do that under the collision section in the properties panel. So collision fidelity at its current state is precise convex decomposition, and you can, either change this to box, hull, or default. But for, making it as simple as we would like, we're gonna make it box. And that makes it extremely simple. There's no collisions at all now. So if you play, you'll see that the player cannot walk through that union. And that's because, the collision box is just a box. So yeah, you can't go through this, as you can see. So yeah, and the same thing with the rest of kind of like the, details of this barn is the windows, the window frames, and all that stuff. You don't really have to interact that well with. Like if this was like a distant world object, like I said, and the player does not need to interact with this, like this could all be a box and it would just be fine. Like no reason to have it even at default. So, you save up on a decent amount of optimization and memory just based on that. So as you can see, this mesh right here, or union, there's no point in having this this much collision decomposition on this. So yeah, just keep this in mind, because let's say if you had a huge city and you had little details on the skyscrapers, like you'd have vents and all that cool stuff on top of the skyscrapers and all that cool stuff, and if your collisions were even at default, or for some reason it was in precise convex decomposition, then that's going to kind of impact your optimization within your game. So just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind, especially for meshes. It can get pretty out of hand, so just have a heads up for collision fidelity as well, because I know it's kind of overlooked in the world of optimization in Roblox Studio. So yeah, I hope this helped, and good luck in your future optimization endeavors.